everyone, Shadowsun here, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about daily practices. I mentioned building a daily practice in the below video, which you can find in the description, and I also mentioned daily practices in a blog post, which you can also find in the description in terms of building them. And I want to talk about the benefits of having a daily practice, and I will mention things here that I have mentioned in the post and vice versa. I really have been thinking about daily practices lately and just the different benefits, at least from my view. Everyone's daily practice will look different. Not everybody has a daily practice. You don't have to have one. It's not a requirement anywhere. I just think it's really important. I think there's something about having a daily practice that really makes it more meaningful, in that it really aligns having magic and a connection to deity, if you have one, in a more integrative way rather than separating them, which is what I do mention in the post as well. One of the things that I find is that everyone has this idea that it's a requirement, and it's not a requirement. The other thing is that it's not going to look like everybody else's. Not everybody spends time at their altar every day, not everybody has the time, and not everybody does like major ritualistic spells or ritual for that matter, so it doesn't have to look like that. It can look very different depending on what tradition you're in, what path you're on, what you're doing, and if that's the case, do what works for you. One of the things that I do regularly is I do spend time at my altar every day. I give offerings of some kind. It'll vary day by day. I say specific prayers differently each day, and I do an intention setting. I incorporate magic and manifesting work through my intention and through my visualization work and will and meditation practice. I'm able to focus and concentrate better, which allows me to focus during spell work, which also allows me to focus throughout my day. I also mentioned in the post as well that I will incorporate different aspects of magic into my day away from the altar. For example, I mentioned in that post getting dressed, picking specific colors, and through the color picking process, I am incorporating color magic. In addition to that, I once did a spell for anxiety, and I was having a bit of a time with my anxiety that day where it was really just having issues, and if I'm running errands, I can't really be having that. And through therapeutic exercises that I've learned through therapy, in addition to the spell that I used, I carried something with me as part of the spell, and I also used the chant that I used. And I also keep the items on my altar so that I'm able to use them for their intended purpose. So that's just one aspect. The other aspect too with benefiting daily practices is that it allows me to be more connected to my deities and my spirits that I work with. And a lot of the time I will light incense for them when I can. I will do prayers to my deities. I have a candle set aside for them, and I have a candle set aside for spirits that I work with. And this also goes back to the whole ritualistic aspect of things, because through these different ways of connecting, because there are certain core things that I will do on a very regular basis each day, and those things keep me centered and grounded and connected. Visualization is one of them, meditation is one of them, grounding is one of them, centering is one of them, in addition to other key things that I've always done as part of my practice. And that ritualistic part just sets it up. It puts me in that state of mind to really be in that, magic way of thinking. And for me, the biggest thing I want to drive home, for me personally, I think that being witch is an everyday thing, regardless of where you are and what you're doing, and it's not something that needs to be separated. And it doesn't always have to be ritualistic either. It's, like I said, it's different for everyone. Use what works for you. If you have 5 minutes in your day and you all have 5 minutes, you can meditate, you can, do a quick candle spell, you can do whatever you want to do depending on what you're doing. You can do a prayer, you can light some incense for your spirits or your deities or whoever you work with. And you can also, you know, remember that with this daily practice and how I feel like it benefits is that it allows you to stay connected to your path, especially when you're going through things. I feel like daily practices can help align us to our, inner witch selves, can keep us aligned with our magic, and we can bring more magic into our days and our lives, and it will be more integrative, and it's not so much separated. We don't have to pick times. I see books all the time. We see people say things like, oh, this moon phase is good for this, or, specific times of the year, which there's nothing wrong with any of those things. I think those things definitely play a role because they play a role in my practice. But I think that there's something about connecting on an everyday basis, whether you're in your home, at work, in the car, driving, commuting, walking, wherever you are, connecting every day is just a very magical thing in and of itself. So those are just some thoughts I had. I wanted to share this with you. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please like, subscribe, share with your friends, and please turn the bell sound on to all. And I would love to know your thoughts on how you think maybe daily practices can benefit people. These are just some thoughts that I had, and I wanted to share them with you. Also, don't let people tell you how your daily practice should be. Unless you're part of a tradition, that's different. Follow what they tell you. But, personalize it and make it something that is meaningful, but also connects you. It's kind of like ritual. If you do rituals, I've been doing a lot of rituals lately. So if the ritual changes you in some way and connects you, then that, work with that. Anyway, speak to you all soon. Many blessings.